Stop trying to memorize hundreds of Excel shortcuts. You've seen the endless list keyboard shortcuts that everybody's supposed to know, but let's be honest, most of those are a waste of time. Saving a couple of seconds on tasks you only do once a day, come on, that is not going to change your workflow at all. Let me tell you a quick story. I was in a team meeting once and my boss asked me to take the lead, to share my screen and make some live changes on a spreadsheet. I didn't do anything fancy. I just moved quickly. I jumped to the right cells, selected what I needed, and made the edits. And suddenly, people were impressed. It was such a small thing, but because I had a few shortcuts in my back pocket, I got a reputation for being good at Excel. And this was way before I had ever made a pivot table, never touched Power Query. What actually makes a difference is how you move. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the only 5 shortcuts you actually need. These are not random tricks, it's a system for keeping your hands on the keyboard instead of your mouse, navigating like a pro, and saving serious time. Once you learn these, you will never work the same in Excel again. If you want to take your time saving even further, go ahead and grab my Excel Power Up Method cheat sheet. Unlike other cheat sheets that are just massive lists of shortcuts, mine is different. It's packed with clear instructions and smart reminders for the advanced features that actually save you time, like Excel tables, Power Query, and my favorite functions for data cleaning. These are the tools that will impress your team and make your spreadsheets sing. Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I teach Excel users how to create spreadsheets they can be proud of. Welcome to Excel Power Up. Let's get started. Let's start with an easy shortcut that you probably already know, which is Ctrl A. If you click Ctrl A, it will select all the data wherever you are. So I'm just using my arrow keys to move around here. I'm going to go over to here, this block of data, select Control A, and you can see that it selects the header as well. If you're using an Excel table and you click Control A, it will only select the data. Then if you click it again, it will include the headers. And then if you click it again, it will include everything. So here, let me show you that again. Control A once selects just the data. Control A again will select the data and the headers. And then a third time will select the entire sheet. If you're on something that is not inside of an Excel table, it's just a group of cells that are populated, it will select everything. And then if you click it again, it will select everything. So this is nice. This is something you really should have memorized. But now that you've got everything selected, what if you want to move around and move through your data like lightning? That's where the next shortcut comes in. This is a long table and can take a long time to scroll all the way to the bottom. That's why I never do that. Unless you're looking for something specific, do not scroll. If you want to get to the bottom of a table, you need to use the keyboard shortcut Control and the down arrow key. And you can see it just jumped all the way to the bottom, row 2129. Now you can also use Control Up, and that will jump to the top of the table. You can jump to the right, holding Control and right arrow, and that goes to all the way to the right. Control Left goes all the way to the left. So this is just fast, and look, check this out. So you're at the edge of this group. If you hold down Control and go to the right, it will jump to the next populated cell. So if I have a blank here, and let's say I'm at the top, I'm going to hold Control down. It's going to the last populated cell in this column. And I'm going to go Control down. It's going to the next populated. Control down. It's going all the way to the bottom. And then if you continue on past a group, it will just go to the bottom of the entire worksheet, which is helpful if you wanted to add some shading to your entire worksheet. You would want to select everything. But Control and arrow keys does not select anything. You're just jumping the activated cell. So what if you wanted to actually select a bunch of cells? Well, that's where Shift plus arrow key comes in. When you hold down Shift and an arrow key, you can select exactly what you want. So I'm going down here, I'm going up to shrink the selection. I'm holding down Shift the entire time. Shift to the right, we'll select this group, Shift down. So this is a really good precision keyboard shortcut. So when used in conjunction, you can just Control right, Shift down, Shift right. You can really move around exactly how you want and select just what you want. So that's perfect for precision. But now let's talk about What if you wanted to select an entire block of data instantly? I'm not going to sit here and hold Shift down and go down 2000 rows. So instead, I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Shift down. And you can see it just combined those two. We jumped to the very edge of the populated data, but because we had Shift selected, it also selected that whole column. And I could do Shift Control right, and that would go all the way to the edge. If I wanted just the first two, I just hold Shift and right. And now I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to Control up. So Control jumps, Shift selects, Shift and Control jumps and selects. So those together are just magic. The next keyboard shortcut is actually a little group of keyboard shortcuts, but they all go together. The first is copy, and you can use Ctrl C to copy, and then Ctrl V to paste. That should become automatic. In fact, I would recommend practicing it if it's not in your brain. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. The next one is Ctrl X, and that will cut. So it looks just like copy, but when you paste it, the original cell is now empty. So you're basically moving something. The last one is still copy, but instead of pasting it, we're going to use Ctrl Shift V, and that pastes only the value. So it takes away any formatting. So I just added this here so you can see. If I Control C and then Control Shift V, it will paste only the value, none of the formatting. That's it, the only 5 shortcuts you need in Excel. If you want a clear roadmap for building better spreadsheets, check out the Excel Power Up Method cheat sheet in the link below. And if you're ready to dive deeper and really improve your Excel skills, I have an online course for you. It's called the Excel Power Up Method. You can find the link below. Thanks for watching.